Hi, and welcome to the first video in our Core Inclusion Strategies series. Today we're talking about positive behavior supports. PBS is supposed to be making teaching easier, but let's be real. A lot of what we're handed is way too complicated for actual classrooms. So I'm going to share practical, doable supports you can use tomorrow. No fancy systems, no prizes every 5 minutes, just strategies that actually help prevent behavior before it starts. I'm Katie from Practical Inclusion Solutions. I'm a special educator who works in inclusive classrooms, and everything I share comes from real days with real kids, not perfect Pinterest rooms. I can promise you that. Before we jump in, we need a quick reframe. Positive behavior supports are not about bribing kids or pretending problems don't exist. They're really about three things: changing the environment, teaching missing skills, and responding in ways that don't pour gasoline on the fire. When we get those right, so much of the day gets easier. Why is a positive approach to behavior support so important? Well, a positive approach to behavior sets the tone for everything: learning, friendships, confidence, all of it. When we focus on what students are doing well instead of only what's going wrong, we build classrooms where kids actually feel safe enough to try. And honestly, it helps us too. Less power struggles, less stress, more time actually teaching instead of putting out fires. So let's talk about strategy one: establish clear expectations and routines. How many times have you heard a student say, "Well, I didn't know"? Most behavior issues aren't attitude, they're confusion. Clear routines and clear expectations help every student, especially kids with autism, ADHD, or learning differences. And little shifts matter, like saying, "raise your hand" instead of "don't call out," or using a visual instead of repeating yourself 10 times. Let me show you what this can look like in real life with a practical example. At the start of the school year, a teacher sets clear behavior and academic expectations. Students enter the classroom, put their belongings away, and begin a do now activity. The teacher reviews expectations like raising hands to speak, listening to peers, and staying on task. These routines are consistently practiced so that students know what to do without constant reminders. Strategy number two: use positive reinforcement. Positive reinforcement is really just noticing the behaviors we want to see more of. This might be verbal praise, a class system, or something simple like a pom pom jar, whatever fits your style. The goal isn't to buy good behavior, it's to build a classroom where doing the right thing actually gets noticed. Here's an example of what that sounds like day to day. A teacher praises a student for helping a peer pick up fallen books. "Thank you for being so kind, Emily. That shows great leadership." The student then earns a sticker or a point toward a class reward. Observing this, another student may also start helping others, hoping for similar recognition. Strategy three: provide specific and constructive feedback. Specific feedback makes a huge difference. Instead of "good job," try "thanks for raising your hand before speaking," or "I noticed how you stayed with that even when it was hard." That helps kids connect the dots between what they did and why it mattered. And I'll be honest, if your specific feedback is, "I really appreciate how you kept your middle finger down when you didn't like my answer," that counts too. We've all been there. Here's a practical example of providing specific feedback. After a student submits a math assignment with a few errors, the teacher gives specific feedback. "You did an excellent job on the first 5 problems, especially setting up your equations. For problems 6 and 7, double check your multiplication steps to catch the errors." This feedback guides the student in correcting mistakes, not just pointing them out. Strategy 4: foster peer support and social interactions. Peers are a huge part of behavior support too. When kids see classmates modeling calm, respectful choices, it's powerful, especially for students who struggle socially. Simple things like intentional partners, structured group roles, or a buddy system can make a big difference in how included a student feels. Here's an example. During group projects, a teacher intentionally mixes students with different strengths. For instance, a student who excels in reading might be paired with one who's good at organizing ideas. The teacher encourages students to help each other, saying, "Remember, you're working together. Share your strengths and support each other through the challenges." That brings us to strategy 5. Use proactive classroom management strategies. A lot of behavior support is really about being proactive instead of being reactive. Little moves help. Nonverbal cues, breaking tasks into smaller steps, giving choices instead of ultimatums. Those strategies give students some control back, and that alone prevents so many meltdowns. Here's an example. A teacher sets up a calm corner where students can go to de escalate if they feel upset. The teacher explains its purpose at the beginning of the year. If you feel frustrated, go to the calm corner, take deep breaths, or read a book. It's a space to help you reset and get back to learning. This proactive approach prevents emotional issues from escalating into behavioral problems. Thanks so much for watching. If you've tried any of these strategies, or you have one that works in your room, drop it in the comments. We'd love to share more real teacher ideas. You can always check out our blog for more practical inclusion supports. And if this was helpful, hit the like and subscribe so you don't miss the next video. Wishing you a calm, mostly smooth, at least no fire drills kind of week. Thanks for watching.